Gao Tu's pregnancy was the most dangerous one an omega could face. Omegas need their mates nearby to help sustain the pregnancy. Their pheromones protect the child and make the process safe, but Gao Tu had run. He had hidden from Shen Wenlang, and now the pregnancy became life-threatening. Doctors warned him that he could die if the pregnancy continued, even advising him to terminate it. But Gao Tu refused. He could not give up the child growing inside him, no matter how risky, no matter how much his own life was in danger. Every day was a struggle, every moment a battle. His body weakened, yet his heart remained strong, fueled by love, for the child and for the man he had loved for over 10 years. The events that led to this moment had begun at Shen Wenlang's company dinner party. Wenlang, proud and composed, became drunk that night. Reaching out blindly, he pulled Gao Tu close, not realizing who he held. Gao Tu, also intoxicated, knew the truth, but could not resist. For the first time in a decade, the feelings he had kept hidden surged forward. That night changed everything, silently, secretly, irreversibly. By the morning, Gao Tu realized he was pregnant, and the truth of the danger weighed heavily on him. From school days to now, Gao Tu had loved Wenlang without expectation. Every interaction, every glance, every word at work was precious to him. Even though Wenlang despised omegas and had no place for him in his heart, Gao Tu stayed. Just being near him, quietly caring for him, was enough. But now, the pregnancy had raised the stakes. The child inside him depended on something Gao Tu could not provide alone: the protection, care, and pheromones of his mate. Days turned into weeks, and Gao Tu's health began to deteriorate. Each doctor's warning reminded him how dangerous it was. Yet he held on, refusing to give up. Fear, exhaustion, and longing coexisted in his heart. He whispered promises to the child growing inside him, vowing to protect it no matter the cost. Wishing desperately that Shen Wenlang could be near. Each night was a mix of terror and hope, as he imagined what could happen if his mate returned. Meanwhile, Shen Wenlang felt the absence of Gao Tu more than he expected. The calm presence of his loyal secretary, once so quiet and reliable, was gone. He told himself it was just an employee, just someone he worked with. But deep inside, he felt a void he could not explain. He began noticing the small things: empty desks, missed routines, the absence of quiet support, and realized that Gao Tu had mattered far more than he ever admitted. Gao Tu's decision to leave had been the hardest of his life. Without warning, without explanation, he vanished to protect the child and himself. Every day he remained in hiding, constantly thinking of Wenlang. The longing never faded. He wished he could tell him the truth, warn him, or even reach out safely, but fear kept him silent. If Wenlang discovered the pregnancy, Gao Tu feared he might not survive the confrontation. Every night, Gao Tu remembered the moment at the party, the closeness, the warmth, the accidental touch, the intoxicated blur of faces and hands. He replayed it endlessly. For him, it was the man he had loved for a decade. For Wenlang, it had been faceless desire, a random encounter in the haze of alcohol. The secret was now too heavy, and the child inside him was a constant reminder of both love and danger. Wenlang, meanwhile, grew desperate. He began searching, for reasons he could not fully name. For the first time, he admitted that Gao Tu's presence had mattered more than he had allowed himself to believe. The more he searched, the more he felt the emptiness of the office, the absence of the quiet companion who had always been there. What he didn't know was that Gao Tu was carrying his child, the child of the one man he could not stop thinking about. The story became one of heartbreak, devotion, and danger. Gao Tu faced near-death struggles, But his love never wavered. He risked everything for the child, for the life growing inside him, for the man he had loved silently for 10 years. Wenlang, unaware, searched desperately, not realizing that the one he wanted most was the one who needed him most. Fate had tied them together in ways they could never escape: love, life, and destiny, colliding in a heartbreaking and intense path. When Wenlang finally discovers the truth, that the Omega who vanished is carrying his child, that Gao Tu risked everything to protect both life and love, what will happen? Will misunderstanding and fear keep them apart? Or will the truth finally open his eyes to the love that has been by his side all along? Gao Tu's pregnancy was the most dangerous one an Omega could face, and he had no mate by his side. Omegas need their mates during pregnancy. Their pheromones protect the child and make the process safer. But Gao Tu had run, hiding from Shen Wenlang, and now every day was a struggle against his own body. Doctors warned him he could die if the pregnancy continued, even advising termination to save his life. But Gao Tu refused. The child growing inside him was everything: hope, love, and a future he could not abandon. Nights were the hardest. Alone in a small dim room, he clutched his belly, whispering promises to the unborn child, promising safety, love, and protection. Every flutter, every movement reminded him of the life he had to guard, and every moment was tinged with fear. He longed for Shen Wenlang's presence, knowing that only his mate could make the pregnancy safe. He imagined Wenlang standing beside him, holding him, reassuring him, and providing what nature had intended. But reality was cruel. Wenlang didn't know. Wenlang wasn't there, and Gao Tu was forced to face danger and longing alone. His love for Shen Wenlang never faded, even as exhaustion and illness pressed down on him. Each day was a careful balance of survival and devotion, hope and fear. Gao Tu's thoughts constantly drifted back to that night, the night he was taken, the night everything changed. He wished desperately for a chance to reveal the truth, to tell Wenlang that the child he carried was his, to feel his mate's support, and to no longer face the ordeal alone. His is Shen Wenlang and Gao Tu's story, a story of devotion, danger, fear, running, searching, and unending love. It shows that love is never simple, but it is always powerful, heartbreaking, and unforgettable.